Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video, we're going over whether or not you should pre-order the Steam Deck, and if you pre-order it, what version to get, and also what version did I pre-order. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, there's a bunch of different opinions out there about this very subject. Some people are saying don't pre-order it, some people are saying pre-order it, and some people are flat out contradicting themselves. So we'll start out with reasons on why not to pre-order the Steam Deck. If you're expecting to play a bunch of very demanding AAA games at maxed out graphics settings at around 60 to 120 frames a second, you will be disappointed with this device. I mean, the specs in here are impressive, but they are completely killed by a gaming PC or even a gaming laptop. Next up, if you're worried about the overall quality of the device, if you're a little skeptical about being an early adopter, you might want to avoid pre-ordering it. We don't know the quality of the Steam Deck yet, we don't know the cooling situation, we don't know if the device is going to have major issues. And lastly here, if you have no intention of using one of these while lying down in bed or sitting on a toilet, I guess you really don't need one. Alright, so there's three different versions here to pre-order. One's $399, one's $529, and one is $649. The main difference between all three versions is the form of storage. There are some slight differences as well, and we'll get into those right now. So at $399, that's the base version. That gets you 64 gigs of eMMC. eMMC is not the best form of storage out there, especially considering the other two options here. So $529, you get an upgrade. You get 256 gigs of storage and an NVMe drive, which is a lot faster and a lot better overall. And then at $649 here, you get the 512 gig drive, a faster NVMe drive, as well as better glass. Also on the middle and the most expensive models here, a couple of things that get glazed over quite a bit. You do get a carrying case, as well as an exclusive Steam Community Profile bundle. I'm not quite sure exactly what this entails. I'm not very interested in this part, but I think some people might be. On top of that, with the most expensive version here, you do get that exclusive virtual keyboard theme. Again, I'm not excited about that, but some people might be. All three versions of the Steam Deck use the same CPU, the same GPU, and the same RAM. Theoretically here, they'll play games the exact same, aside from loading times. And that has really been the biggest argument against this lowest version here. $399 gets you 64 gigs of eMMC. 64 gigs isn't a whole lot. You will need to use a MicroSD card with it. And eMMC, well, that's really slow in comparison with NVMe. We don't know what type of eMMC chip they're using. We don't know what type of NVMe they're using. But at the same time here, it's a blanket statement. It's realistic to say this is much slower in terms of loading games up. Will the games be unplayable? No, probably not at all. It'll just take a little longer to get into them. Once they're up and running, it should be absolutely fine, even if you're playing off a microSD card. And if you didn't know this, eMMC, again depending on the chip you're using, is generally faster than an HDD. There are a lot of people out there who still play games off an HDD, which is miles behind all three forms of these storage. Now the mid-range Steam Deck is $130 more than the base, and that gets you 256 gigs of NVMe, so more storage and faster storage. Some people wouldn't mind saving about $90 overall and just picking up a 256 gig microSD card, and a decent one at that. Now it is worth pointing out that all three versions of the Steam Deck do have a socketed 2230 M2 slot, so you can upgrade the memory on all three versions, although it's not meant for end user replacement, so you probably will need some technical know-how. But if you're comfortable opening up electronics, you know what you're doing, then this might be an option too to go for that base version. Just for an example, here's a 2230 M2 chip. I don't know if this is compatible with the Steam Deck. We'll find out once it's released, but at the same time, 128 gigs is going for $20. Now, getting back to that mid-range version, $130 upgrade gets you the 256 gigs of faster storage. If you don't plan on opening up your Steam Deck, this might be the version to get. Your games will load faster and install faster. And you're also kind of paying for a storage upgrade, so maybe it balances out. Now the most expensive version here, $649, it commands a $250 premium over the base version. which is a very tough pill to swallow if you are considering that base version. From the mid-range version, it's $120 more, and I think you might be able to make that argument that doubling the storage, getting faster storage, and getting the premium anti-glare etched glass is worth it. And that's one of the factors not a lot of people are considering, that premium anti-glare etched glass. It might be better than you think. Pixels might look sharper, the colors might look sharper, overall your game just might look better. And on top of all of that, you probably wouldn't really need to open this up to upgrade the storage. I mean, I guess you could if you want, the options there. But at the same time here, 512 gigs should do you okay for your main games, and then you can put whatever games don't need that faster storage on a microSD card. Now, given all three options, I can completely understand the price difference here, and I don't think any option is the wrong option, well, provided there are no major hardware issues. For this channel, the option I went with was the $399 version for a number of different reasons. Number one, the price point here. This is just too attractive. I don't want to say it seems too good to be true, but the value seems to be there. Secondly, I can just open this up and install an M2 drive. I'm not too concerned about that. And I can also make a video on it and show you how to do it. Thirdly, I have a main gaming PC. I can game on my PC. I can play all AAA games. I don't really have to worry about it. This is more or less a secondary device. For a secondary device, given the price at $399, I am okay with longer loading times and longer installation times. Two problems that I can pretty easily rectify. I don't think there's anything wrong with the other versions either. Anyways, that is all I've got for this video. Let me know if you're interested in the Steam Deck in the comments below. If you are, what do you plan on pre-ordering? And if you've already ordered a Steam Deck, let me know in the comments below and exactly why you did. I'm curious to find out. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Thank you everyone, take care.